As you guys know that we have done a lot of examples from IELTS Speaking Part 1, and I thought I could do a little bit of mix. I'm going to do Part 2, a couple of them, while I continue to upload more of Part 1, and later on we are going to keep on uploading Part 3, and then the full test. So stay tuned if you have been with us from the beginning. If you're new here, welcome to our community. So this is an example of a question that you're going to be given. Generally, you are given 1 minute to read the question and to prepare. You are allowed to take some notes while preparing and use those notes when you are making your conversation or you're answering the question. So I'm going to show you how you're supposed to be taking notes in this question. So first thing first, I'll have to take simple and small notes in front of my questions, or you can just number them on your paper. So describe a book that you have recently read. So first of all, you have to define what that book is. All right, let's say the name of the book is Loop by Moody Badger. Okay, for example. And then what the book is about. Then you have to say this book is about maybe a boy and a mother. So you don't have to write all notes about what the book is about because you only have 1 minute to prepare. So just to write something that will help you to remember the whole story. So who wrote it? Obviously, we have written the name of the writer here. We can repeat here with the initials to save time. And why you decided to read it. Like my friend recommended it. So you can just write here, my friend. All right. And the last part, explain how you felt about it. I thought it was an amazing book. Yeah, you can just write here, amazing. All right, then you're good to go. So whenever you're answering this question, you're going to refer to these notes, but you don't have to answer one question after another. As long as you know you're supposed to be talking about the book, you have to say the name of the writer. And then later, if you happen to forget one of these points, the examiner themselves are going to ask if they feel like they need more information about this explanation. And this explanation is going to take between 1 to 2 minutes. So whenever you're answering, you have the examiner for you to check the timer for you. So don't worry too much about the timer, but make sure you talk about this book here that we're talking about or another book that you have chosen. Don't go on talk about an art while you're being asked to talk about the book. That's the most important part. Otherwise, you're good to go. So I'll start giving a sample answer to this question. So I remember about 2 weeks ago, a friend of mine came with a book, and the book's name is Loop, written by a writer called Moody Bajo. And this book is a dark fantasy, and it's about a boy and a mother who are traveling to the world of the dead. The reason for their travel is because the boy was having nightmares, some kind of revelation that the dead were coming to Earth to overtake and control humans. So they had to go there and stop the dead. So these people have some magic powers, they inherited from the grandma. And I decided to read this book because a friend of mine recommended to me, and she thought this book was amazing. Herself is a big reader, and she knows what books are good and which ones are not. So after her recommendation, I didn't think twice. I went to purchase the book and I started reading it, and I was happy that I could support the writer. So after finishing reading the book, actually, I felt like I was part of this story. There were moments where I was scared. There were moments where I felt like excited. I want to know what went on in the past before everything happened. I wanted to know what's going to be with the future. There are so many mysteries. At the end of the book, coming to realize that I don't want to give spoilers, but coming to realize how the whole story was twisted and why it was given the name Loop was wow. It just left me excited for more. I wish I could have read more books like this. you know. So yeah, that's the end of it. I have given you the sample answer, and I've shown you how to take some notes here in this part specifically. So next time you are facing this kind of question, don't be scared, just face it. Try to answer it by yourself. Something that I always say, especially most of students are usually afraid of trying to practice by themselves, facing the consequences, facing the questions, trying to tackle the question. Most of them, they will just try to find some answers to memorize, but they don't practice by actually trying to answer these questions. So try to answer those questions. Don't run away from the fight. So that's it. I'm looking forward to seeing more for more questions and answers.